Hello, and welcome to today's video. Now, unlike my last two videos of this variety, this one may be a tad bit more controversial. But I also feel like it's the most common sense out of the trio, due to what it is. Given that it is the season of giving, the time of year where all is jolly and joyful, the cold month where everyone stays inside by a nice, warm, cozy, fake fire probably, and just admires the snow from a safe distance. It's Christmas time. The time where Santa Clauses roam the streets by the hundreds and thousands, where elves are there, reindeer, Rudolph, the most famous of them all, snowmen, all of it. The cookies, the candy canes, the wrapping on the gifts underneath the tree. There's so much symbolism to Christmas. You just say the word. You think of the month of December, and what pops into your mind? It's Christmas. You think of Christmas, and what pops into your mind? It's that imagery. It's all of those things that I just mentioned. But if you think about it a little deeper, maybe not your first answer right off the top of your head, but you take 2 or 3 seconds and be like, okay, now what is Christmas really about? You think a little deeper. You think, oh, it's about spending time with family, or some of those kind of things. Oh, it's about whatever. It's a genuinely good time of the year where you're supposed to, feel your heart and such, give people things, be a good person. But there's another level to it, a darker level, a level people don't tend to think about, a level that the people who set that level up do not want you to think about. It's called the marketing level of Christmas. Christmas is the most marketable season of the entire year, the most marketable holiday in existence, the most profitable holiday in existence for the people who are able to profit off of others lower than them. The big companies, the government, because whilst most of the money all people spend, I should say, on gifts, whilst most of it goes to the company, particularly the company's owner, and then down the chain of employees from most important to least important. While most of it goes to them, another portion of it, in taxes, goes to the government. So the government makes their fair share of money off of old Saint Nick too. But people don't want to think about that, because when people think about being brainwashed and tricked into spending so much money, they don't really like it. They'd rather focus on the holly jolly, cheerful aspects of Christmas, and not about what's really happening. What's really happening is these companies are shoving the Christmas imagery and the idea that you should be happy and willing to give things to others down your throat for the entire month of December, actually starting in November or sometimes even October, with all of this extravagant decorating. And all they want you to do is spend your money. That's the only thing these companies care about, is you putting your money in their pocket. You put your money into their pocket, and they never give a cent of it back. And one of the ways that which they do this is they put on these sales, these Christmas time only sales, the season of giving, and we're giving you a sale. So you spend your money, but you don't spend as much of your money. Aren't we such good people? Well, I suppose if it's a real sale and not a scam sale, and by scam sale I mean a sale where they mark up the price of an object 2 or 3 times what it was originally marked at, and then they put their sale on and they bring the price back down to the original price or sometimes higher than the original price. But people never think to check until it's already that Christmas time where they gotta get somebody they know, somebody they care about, the gift they want. And they'll spend their money without thinking, because not only is it brainwashing, not only is it manipulation of people's minds, which is bad enough, it's manipulation of people's feelings and their hearts. This Christmas marketing feeds on the good people who want to do good things for others, who want to give, who want to be good people. And really, the majority of what they're giving is their money to these big companies who will never do anything with it but pocket it and spend it on who knows what. Gold-plated toilet seats. And the government, who will take that money and use it to take more money, or to take data spying on you, figuring out what you're doing so they can eventually crush people into complete submission. But where does Santa Claus come in to all of this, besides just being part of this Christmas image? Well, the holly jolly fat man in the red suit. He is the most popular Christmas icon, I would say. Little children believe in Santa Claus. To them, it's not just some character. It is a real being that supplies them with presents on one condition, and one condition alone, and that is that they are to be a good little child all year, and Santa will come down their chimney and drop them a present. And that may sound completely harmless and innocent, but is it really? Because not only are the children thinking that as long as they're good, they'll get what they want, and that is not how the world works whatsoever. It's the way people might want it to work. It's the way people might want you to think it works. so they can make you gullible and willing to buy into these brainwashing schemes. It's not the way the world works. Good things do not happen to good people just because they are good people. Second of all, if the child does not know the real source of which that present came from, and they think it's just some magical man from the North Pole, they're more likely to ask for outrageous things, to which there is really no good solution. It either leads to disappointment or a lot less money in the pockets of the parents. And the third thing is that all this stuff about you have to be good, you have to be good, you have to be good, especially during Christmas time, that translates from childhood to adulthood, or from the more gullible, immature stages of life to the more mature stages of life. See, whilst people do eventually stop believing in Santa Claus, or at least most people, I would like to think everybody at some point stops believing in Santa Claus. I'm sorry if I had to break that news to you here today, but it's just the truth. Whilst people do stop believing in Santa Claus, that idea of being a good person during Christmas never quite goes away. It just shifts from, oh, just don't be a jerk to people and you'll get what you want to. Oh, I should give people what they want. And that's how they get you to spend all your money. Because you're trying to be a good person at your own expense. And another thing that I think is particularly funny about Christmas is the villainization of the rich quite frequently. People who like to keep all their money to themselves and they never want to give anything to other people. And what I think's funny about that is that these characters haven't been covered up. It's almost like everyone wants you to know what's going on. Or no, they don't want you to know. They're giving you hints because they think you are that stupid that you will never figure out what is actually going on. Scrooge was rich, greedy, and then at the end he learns to give because giving is the right thing to do. But you see, the thing is, they're pushing that message onto people who do not have as much to give as Scrooge had to give or was able to give. The people up here don't follow that message. 90% of the time, they don't follow that message. They don't give. They just take from the people who do give. And those people who do give don't want necessarily to give to the people up here, but they have to in order to give to the people that they do want to give. That's how it works. It's all mind manipulation. Manipulation of the mind and the heart. It's manipulative marketing. But as far as manipulative marketing goes, I would say that whilst being the biggest and possibly the worst in some ways, Christmas does not feel like the most bad, the most wrong bunch of it. Because in some manipulation of people into spending their money or giving their money to people who don't need it or weren't even intended to have the money. And some of those, the people, when they find out, if they find out, they feel terrible. And in some of them, giving the money doesn't necessarily make them feel good. It's just they feel like it's the right thing to do. Or they feel like it's necessary to do. Like they have to do it. Which is the way most scams work. They trick people into thinking they have to do it. And that does not feel good. Okay? And even if you think it's the right thing to do, doing the right thing doesn't necessarily always feel good either. But on Christmas, they make you feel great about spending your money. And it just amazes me. Thank you for watching this video. I will certainly be making more of these types of videos in the future, so I hope you enjoyed them. And I certainly enjoy making them. It's very interesting, very entertaining. It's stimulating for the brain to just think outside of the box for a little bit. And while I can't prove anything, I can explain the way I think. And being able to not just have an idea, but come up with the reasoning behind that idea and get my brain working in a way that, to be honest, it doesn't usually work in these, like, complex thinking strategies. It's more quick. Just whatever's the simplest. Doing this where you're going against the grain of what's been told to you is like taking the long way around to solve a problem. But it's, unlike math, it's fun to do. I enjoy making these. I'll definitely do more. If you'd like to comment something of which you think I should do a video on next, even if it's something I've never heard of before, feel free to comment. This one was a little bit random, but I felt like since it is the Christmas season, I needed to cover my thoughts of Christmas. So, leave a comment of what you would like me to cover next. If I don't know about it, that's okay. I can research it, I can formulate my own thoughts. They may not be as clear and precise as things that I do already know something about, but it's not heavily research based anyways. It's more in my mind what my thinking is. I don't have the means to collect evidence, but I do have the means to collect my thoughts. And I feel like the human brain has the capability of being a very powerful thing if used properly. I apologize for this tangent here at the end. I usually try to keep my outros short, just a simple blah 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 goodbye, but I just wanted to say some things that I couldn't necessarily fit into the video, and thus this happens. But, with that being said, it's finally over. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Goodbye.